Hi, welcome to today's lesson covering document basics and formatting in Microsoft Word. This lesson is called W5.4 Jump Around, and in it we will be learning to work with bookmarks that will help us easily move from one place to another within the Word document, as in jumping around within a Word document. Specifically, we will focus on inserting a page, inserting a bookmark, and hyperlinking text to a bookmark. You can save time when moving around a multi-page document with hyperlinked text. Instead of scrolling through a document to find certain text within your keyboard, trackpad, or mouse, the word processing software users can jump to different places and parts in a document with bookmarks. Once you've typed a document, the text can be easily formatted as a bookmark and then linked to other text located elsewhere in the document. But before we begin this exercise, let's first complete our basic Word document preparation. As a student in my class, you will need to download the existing Word document attached to the assignment in Google Classroom. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and go to Google Classroom, and I'll be here in BIM period 1 for starters. We go up to classwork and we find this assignment, and we need to take this starter document out of the assignment and put it on your computer. So what we'll do is click on that 5.4 jump around, and you see it's a Word document that's already typed, so you're not going to have to type all of that. But we do not want to use any of this open shortcut up here, as it is specifically made for Google and not Microsoft. So we're going to come over here to these three dots in the upper right corner, and we click on that, and first of all we have to open it in a new window, which we will do. Okay. And then in this new window, now we have appearing a download icon, and that's what we need to do to download it. And you see that it comes into the download bar down here. Now you can open it from there. However, it's automatically, if we check Finder here, been put in your downloads folder. And we can see it down here, W5.4 Jump Around. It's much easier if we go ahead and move it at the beginning. So I'm here in Downloads in the Finder app, and I'm going to click on W5.4, and then I'm going to drag it over to where we have that favorites album put for BIM Word, and I'm going to drop it in there. And now you see it falls right in line with my other Word document. So now I'm going to go ahead and open it from here by just double clicking. I'm going to send that back away. And now here is the document ready to go. And just for our own reference, I'm going to narrow this window a little bit. And back here in Google Classroom, I'm going to come back to, I close that window, I come back to where I'd first opened this, and I'm going to drop this one back. And now I'm going to open up the directions so that you can follow along and see where I'm at. All right, so here I'm moving this one over just a little bit, and then I'll have this one where we can see it. And up here in the View tab, I'm going to make sure that I'm at page width so I can see the entire document. So on our instructions, it says open the attached Microsoft document, which we just did, and then again rename it right away. Well, it's already got this file name, but it doesn't have your last name attached. So once again, we'll do the same thing. We will hit Shift-Command-S, and that will allow us, we can put our cursor right here at the end and just hit your delete button back enough to put in your own last name and first initial. We know it's already in the right location, so now we can hit save. And now we have that change. So once again, to change, the next thing we do is replace our header. We're going to double click on that header, and you're going to put your own name across. Okay. You can actually arrow down and put in your period number, whatever it is. And then date, I like to double click on the date. And once again, hit Shift Control D. See, I got it today. And that's going to put in our date. Now notice that it ate up the space that moved us down to the other line. So as long as my cursor is right there, I can hit enter and it will drop the file name down by a line. Now the file name here still lists last name I instead of my last name. So I'm simply going to select that whole line by coming out here. And once again, I will type file name. And I think because I'm over typing it, may not why. There it goes. And so I type file name all one word, and then I can press enter like this little tag says, and now it will give me the proper file name. Okay. So once I have that, I'm going to hit Command S to save. And then to move down into the body, I'm just going to double click down here. So my header is done, and now I'm ready to go with the rest of the instructions. So I'm going to scoot down here, and it says place your cursor at the beginning of the first paragraph, choose a host. So the paragraph is not this list here, it's going to be right here. Okay, and we're going to insert a page break, and you insert a page break by pressing Command Enter. So with my cursor right here, I'm going to hit Command Return, and it's going to kick this paragraph down to the next page. And if I pull the bottom of this up, you can see I'm now up on page 2 of 2. Okay, so our next thing is now place our cursor at the beginning of the second paragraph. Step 2, decide on a domain. So I put my cursor here, I hit Command Return, and it kicks me down to the next page. See, now page 3 of 3. And we do this for each of the paragraphs. Number 6, step 3, you see the purple text there. I'm going to hit Command Return, kicks it down to page 4. And lastly, I'm going to put my cursor here at the beginning of step 4. I'll hit Command Return, and now you see I'm on page 5 of 5. So we have moved all of these down to different pages. Okay, hit Command S to save. And then we're going to come back up here because now we're going to create the bookmarks that will help us get to each of these paragraphs in the document quickly without having to scroll down 5 pages. So what we will do now, here under Create Bookmarks, we're going to select all of the text on page 2 of the document and insert a bookmark. So we will scroll down to page 2, and it says select all the text. Notice that I come out here to the left-hand margin when my cursor looks like an arrow, and I can select just coming down the line very simply and quickly. So with this whole paragraph selected, this is the step 1, choose a host, I can now come up here to the Insert tab, and I'm going to click on the bookmark icon, which is actually hiding here under Links. And now you see the little flag bookmark. We're going to click on that, and we have the bookmark dialog box. And we're going to name this bookmark Step 1. Mine already pops up pre-named as Step 1. We need to make sure that there are no spaces or periods when naming the bookmark. And then we click Add. And this adds a bookmark here that you can't see right off But if you see this, we know that we have completed this one by doing that. And then we're going to go to page 1, and we're going to hyperlink that whole paragraph to this text that matches it. Step 1, choose a host. So first of all, we're going to select the text, step 1, choose a host. Once again, I do it from out here on the left. And then under the Insert tab, here again, we're going to go to Links and the Hyperlink button, which is this. Okay, so it says Insert Hyperlink. And then the Text to Display field should read. And we need to make sure, yes, we're in the page or file. We need to click on this document because that's where we're at. Okay, see text to display right here, choose a host, and click on the center button that says this document. And then from the select a place in this document window right here, we're going to click on the bookmarks drop down menu. Now I clicked here and nothing appeared. You have to actually click on this little drop down arrow and then the first bookmark appears, step 1. So we're going to click on that and then we're going to say OK. Now notice that this is turned into a hyperlink. And when I click on the hyperlink, it jumps me down to page 2. So let's do that for the rest of these paragraphs. Instruction number 10 says select all of the text on page 3. So I'm going to come down here to page 3, and that's step 2, decide on a domain name. We're going to select that whole bit, and we're going to come back up here, and we're going to add the bookmark marker. And this time, we're going to name this bookmark step 2 and add. Okay, so then I'm going to come back up to the top. I'm going to select the step 2 that matches it. And then I'm going to insert the other hyperlink. So I'll come up here to links and link. It needs to be in this document. And then here again, bookmarks. If I click on it, nothing shows up. But if I click that little arrow, now I see step 2 and I say OK. So I know when I click on this hyperlink now, it will send me down to the one that matches it. Okay. And all we're doing is going to complete that process for the other paragraphs. Down here on page 4, I'm going to select that whole paragraph again. I'll come up and add a bookmark. And I'm going to name this one step 3, right? Because that's what they're named here. I'll say add, and then I'll fly up to the top, select step 3 again, okay, and then come back up here, still under the Insert tab, and add the link to it. In this document, I'll click on Bookmarks, add step 3, and say OK. And when I click on this now, it should take me to step 3. So last one, select the paragraph, come up and add the bookmark, rename the bookmark, say add, fly up to the top, select what I want to be the link, add the link, make sure it's in this document, make sure you click on the arrow, step 4, and say OK. And you see that that now flies down to step 4. All right, make sure that you save your document, Command S, and then go to page 1 if you haven't already been testing them along the way, and make sure that each of your links work. And then I don't know that you need to run a spell check on this one because you haven't really done any typing. So once you have saved it, Command S, then you're going to hit Command W to close it. You can come over here and come back to the assignment, and you will come in and view your assignment, and you will add or create. It's actually add. And then you will go to File and Upload and Browse. And if you saved it correctly, it will not be in your Downloads folder anymore. It will be in your BIMWord folder. Make sure now that when you turn it in, that you're not turning in the one that says last name. In fact, you can delete that one, okay? Maybe you can't from this insert file, but you can go back and delete it. You want to make sure that you give me one that has your name on it, okay? And that's the one that you've actually edited. And then you'll say open, and it will upload it for you, and then you'll say turn in, okay? And then you'll be done with this assignment. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.